Hi everyone, this is Amit, and very happy to present. It's actually the presentation consists of two paper, which talks about privacy preserving, how we can balance privacy and compliance together. And I'm a founder of this protocol, Labyrinth, but I'm also a researcher. I'm a fellow at Gilmer Institute of Financial Technology. It's in UK. The center is an amalgam of AI, blockchain, and finance together. The good thing about this protocol is that it's on testnet. It's not only research. It's based out of research papers, actually two of them. But in the end, there is a link and you can test it out. It's on Sepolia testnet, and currently we are doing audit to push it to the mainnet as soon as possible. I think. This the first slide is pretty clear. Like blockchains are public ledgers, right? And they have by default everything is visible, and that's a big problem, right? So every trade, investment, salary, purchase made, everything is fully visible, and it's fully visible until eternity. Lot of things can happen regarding privacy. People have tried using privacy. There are technologies which can be utilized to give privacy. There are immense of them. We use a lot of them to build privacy. But we have tried, like a lot of people have tried giving privacy earlier, but risk of privacy with kind of a compliance is what we are tackling here as a research problem and as a problem of implementation and usability. We know that earlier privacy, the net privacy, the privacy comes with some kind of a very high risk where people can use illicit money, ransomware. But I would like to point it to the last, the market manipulation part, because privacy also makes certain market problematic. It makes if you are familiar with the dark pools, if you make every trading private, there is a huge risk. And just to mention one of the case, I think of Tornado, which is we all know is one of the most important in terms of privacy and censorship resistance. But the fact of the matter is that yes, it's being a lot of things have been in the last year. Sanctions has been lifted, but still the problem remains very big, right? That there are big, illegitimate actors, and we have seen a recent hack of Bybit, and we have seen how people are trying to launder money. So just to give, we have around the, if you look even in the privacy protocol world, what you see is a lot of liquidity, fragmentation, complex UX, and a lack of compliance is what we are doing here. So our research essentially balances privacy with decentralized compliance. It's based on two of our research paper. I'll give you a big picture what we are doing here. So what we are trying to build as in privacy is one of the best infrastructure in terms of user experience. So we don't want people to use the cryptographic primitives, which derives from some other, layer one bridging or things like that. So it's EVM compatible, so it runs on EVM. So here what people can use their MetaMask wallet. Then we heavily use the shielded address technology. It's the same thing which people have been using in zero cache implementation. ZDXC is one of the implementation. It is a mixture of this. Then what we do is shielded pool, but this is what, one of the unique proposition where we design the privacy protocol in which the DeFi adapters is just an example, but all the smart contracts can access this private state using this deployed zero knowledge based privacy. The compliance comes from this our multi-party network, which consists of which we call decentralized compliance or selective disclosure. I'll just forward it. So directly come to why we are doing the kind of a selective de-anonymization, because what our network actually deals with where the blockchain can keep the secret and selectively disclose the secret. And it's a tri-party network, like where it's a user, revoker, and the guardians, which are permissionless. But these are some of the things which people have been doing. I don't really like KYC. It's like least decentralized and least accountable. Honeypots everywhere. There are transaction monitoring, allowed blacklisting, and this one is pretty important, very recent. It's a paper written by Vitalik, a privacy pool, where you can have proof of innocence using zero knowledge. What we wanted to do is bit of a multi-party ZKMPC network driven this selective de-anonymization. So this is what the implementation is all about. Why it fails, I think, due to the lack of the time. I think most of the problematic things in all of these has been the user experience, and also people not been able to catch the real culprit. Like the good users are being impacted more. The privacy pool or the association set is very slow to detect the crime, and there's a reason. Then there are issues of decentralization. Who controls the list in which you have to prove against KYC? Again, like there are honeypots. So I'll move it forward. So I'll give you a very brief overview how the network works, the selective disclosures network work, and there are key pillars of this selective disclosure networks, right? It works as an independent set of revokers and guardians where no single point of control is given to them. So imagine you do something privately on the network. Is here, and you have some suspect users which are like you want to decrypt their data. So this network actually provides you certain guardrails where a revoker and guardian can come together and decrypt the data. But the accountability is provided through various mechanisms. For example, revoker revoker gets some signal that some of the transaction is malicious. It requests the network, but it also requests to the public bulletin that this is the transaction I want to decrypt. Then the revoker cannot decrypt the transaction by itself. That means the private transaction. The revoker actually needs to go and request to the network. This is the guardian network that give me the transaction. And this guardian network are set of permissionless nodes which cannot be solely decrypting transaction by themselves. They need to have a request for from the revokers to achieve that. So this is how the whole process is done. I think this I have explained. So three core properties is like what I wanted to do. What we want to provide cryptographically is accountable privacy, accountable de-anonymization, where the permissions are completely given as per needed, and non-fabrication. So the last one is like ZK enabled, like users cannot fraud or user cannot post the fake data. The other two are network driven. We do have like accountable slashing done as well into the guardian network because they can be offline. It's a bunch of permissionless network. A kind of a threshold decryption encryption is happening there. Yeah, and this is implemented, right? It's just a screenshots where like a lot of, you can see it's like a mini explorer, mini private explorer built on EVM estates. We do have like, app ready. That's a beautiful video. Yeah, you can do this private swap on using the Uniswap contract, using that, of course. Like we're going to, a lot of proofs generations are happening. It's based on Grok 16. Yeah, amazing. Connect me. There is an app which you can test. Yeah, thank you so much.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Amit.